Hi everybody, welcome back. My dear shifters, we are talking about the Qua today. It's sometimes spelled KWA, sometimes it's spelled QUA. I go the QUA way, but I'm okay with either. So, the Qua. It's part of the body that falls into this range, the waist down to the mid-thigh. This is all the Qua. But for Guang Ping purposes and the purposes of really honing in on the movement, we focus on this, the inguinal crease. And so it's really the ball and socket. And this is one of the most powerful joints in the body, one of the most strongest. We've got all big muscles that kind of move through here and help support this part of the body. And you can kind of see as you do a push in Guang Ping where the Qua, this lever, gives you a lot of power because you're rooting down through the feet and you're issuing the push from this place, not from the shoulders. So it's almost like a push down and then up and out. So the Qua is really important for martial art purposes, but it's also really important for body mechanics. So let's take a look and go into a couple of exercises for you to get to know your Qua. The first exercise that I teach my students is just a simple folding and rising, and that's with your feet hip width apart. We're going to go into what's called Wuji Posture. Feet are hip width apart, knees are soft, the hips are relaxed, the shoulders are aligned over the hips, and the crown of the head is the highest point. And we figure out the crown of the head being the highest point by just using this little guideline. Finger, pinky on one clavicle, thumb on the other, and reach up with your index finger. If you can touch your chin, you're probably in a pretty good place. If you're touching your lip, that means that you're way back here. This is the highest point. And if you're not touching at all, it means that the crown of the head, or where you're attached, is a little closer to the front. So we want it here at the Bahue point. So settling into your Wuji posture, I'm going to show this to you from the front. I know it seems weird, but I want you to take your pinky side of your hand and put it right here in this inguinal, easy for me to say, crease. And just kind of sink here and rise. Sink and rise. This is called folding into the Qua, or sinking into the Qua. And I'm going to show it to you from the side because what I want you to notice is that I'm not doing this with my knees. I'm not doing this with my spine. I'm keeping my spine nice and long, string holding me up, and I'm sinking here and rising. It's a little, how do you do? Folding and just bowing a little. It's a little bow. But notice that my spine is straight, that I'm not rounded, I'm not coming down and up like this, that it's all happening here at this point. And if you can see it, it almost looks like, you're sticking your bottom out a little bit and then coming back up. The knees are moving, but it's because they're attached to the top of the femur. The bottom of the femur is attached to the top. So the knee joint is moving, but it's not moving like this. So the hinge is here, not here. Okay? So that's one way of moving in the form. And I just want to, you're feeling it with the feet parallel, just simply coming up and down. Now, I want you to bring one foot forward and one foot back. Put the back foot at a 45. And I want you to just try it in a regular taiji walking stance. So we sink forward and we rise to center. We sink forward or do a little bow like, oh, welcome to class. Hello, how are you today? And I'll just stop doing that. We're just bowing and coming back up. But again, notice, I'm not curving at the spine and coming up. I'm not sliding forward and back with my knees. I'm simply folding and rising from the hip socket, from the hip joint. All right, switch feet. You can step or, more fun, okay? So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, folding and rising. And the reason we're doing this on both sides is because if we don't balance, you'll be walking around crooked all day. So we don't want that. So hinging in and coming up. And I am really going to encourage you to videotape yourself, because sometimes when you begin this, you don't realize that you're coming forward with your spine or you're gliding forward with your knee. And this is much smaller and nowhere near as strong as this. You don't want to wear your knees out. Well, you don't want to wear your hips out either, but I'm just saying it's a lot easier to move in the Qua than it is in the knees. All right, so that's the first way to move in the Qua. The second way to move in the Qua, I want you to come back into Wuji Posture, okay? And you're just going to rotate, turn. But notice my knees are not going with me. I'm just turning here until I feel like, oh, that's as far as I can go. A little rotation, just from the center. The string that holds you up is just turning you. And I'm turning, you know, slightly to the side. I'm not turning all the way over and wonking out my knee. And that's, you know, a technical term, wonking out the knee. So be careful of that. So I'm just simply turning. And there may be some, you can feel it in your knees a little bit, not in a bad way. It's just, oh, okay, the knees are attached to my body as well, so I feel them moving. Okay? So that's rotation. Now, I want you to feel this. Oh, and I want to show it to you from the side so you know that we're not moving anywhere but here. It's not a big move. If it's too big, then I'm using a lot of other things, and I just want you to feel just in the Qua, in this Wuji posture. As if you were standing on stage and going, ah, look at all of these people. All right. So the other way I want to feel you to feel this is in that taiji walking stance. So we're going to stay in between the feet, okay? So the center of us is in between the front foot and the back foot, and we're just going to rotate. And notice that you can rotate a lot more to the back than you can to the front, because that's just the way our bodies are made. You know, it just feels like from here, oh, all the way to here, from here, back. So it's just the way we are made. Again, we want to make sure that the knee is not coming in and it's not rotating out, that it's staying in the bow structure that it was meant to stay in, and we're just turning here. And if you want, you can still put your hands there and you can feel the closing and the opening of the Qua as we rotate. Now, here's the fun part. Switch your feet. Okay? And just try it this way. And it may be a little different. You may be not really, you know, it might be a smaller range of motion. It might be a larger range of motion, just depending. But keep your back relaxed, let the tailbone drop, and just feel between, you know, how you're doing this. And notice this is, you know, brush knee twist up, or deflect, parry, and punch. This is the posture that we use. This is how we use the Qua. You know, when our feet are parallel, that is wave hands like clouds. Okay, that's the second way to move in the Qua. Now we're going to teach you the third way. 3. So the third way to move in the Qua is to combine those two together. So it's a fold and a turn. So remember the first one, we were folding like, how do you do? So now we fold and we turn. So it's really getting our weight forward when we do that. So we do a little fold and a little rotation. And then we unfold, we unrotate and unfold. So hinge forward and a little turn. Still trying to not drop that knee. Okay, let's come up, fold, turn. Come straight, back up, fold, and turn. And do you feel the weight coming forward? So here's what I want you to try. I want you to just fold forward and then lift your back leg. Notice that I didn't have my weight forward enough to lift that back leg to step forward. But if I do a little fold and a little turn and root myself down, then I can pick that foot up. So fold, turn, pick the back foot up. I didn't have it quite there. Let's see. Fold, turn. Oh yeah, we got it. Bingo. So we just do a little fold and a turn. Now let's switch sides and try it on the other side. Ready? Okay. So we do a fold and a little turn. Back up, fold, little turn. And you can feel sometimes when you fold enough forward, you can pick that back foot up. But really rooting down, we fold forward, do a subtle turn, and it's like, oh, this is ready to just come on through. Okay? So it's fold and turn. It's like that screwing down of energy through the foot into the earth. Fold, turn, and look, my back leg is just ready to go. Even the heel is up and it wants to kind of go. So fold and turn. So that's the third way, is to join them. Now, how does it work when your feet are in parallel position in that Wuji posture? Well, this is wave hands like clouds. So we do feel the string drawing us over, turning us, and sinking us. It's just a tiny little fold. And then this foot is ready to step out or step in, whatever it is that you're doing. So just feel that. Come out of it and move to center. And then feel the string bring you over to the side, turn and sink. And you can lift that opposite foot up. Come back to center, turn, sink. Come back up, center, turn, sink. And I want you to really begin to feel that weight shift from yin to yang. So we're in the center between our feet, turn, sink. Lift that opposite foot up, step out, come up, turn, sink. And now we can bring the opposite foot in, come up, turn, sink. Step out, and I'm exaggerating it so you can kind of see it. Up and over, turn, sink. And now this right foot or opposite foot can come in. So that's how we use the Qua, moving through the form so that we're not doing this. We're not gliding back and forth and using our knees up and you know, having the push and everything that we're doing be so not as powerful. This helps, using the Qua, really give you a sense of being really rooted to the earth, really sunk, and it really does help you feel song, that relaxation. All right. Hope that's helpful. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I am happy to answer them when and if I can. All right. Thanks, shifters. Sheshe.